What's up, Panda Gang? Welcome to the new Varangian Norway. We're playing True Start Location on the large Europe map. Taking a look at the differences between these Norway leaders, it's really just this first one here, Varangian Guard. This Norway has the ability to levy units for cheap, and those units give them some other bonuses. This version of Norway is a little bit less raiding, a little bit more conquering, which makes a lot of sense with the one difference in features and ability. Bonuses if you can get some kills with them as well. With the last Norway, you would get the Viking longship and the ability to pillage from the sea. So with this leader pass being the rulers of England, I think that's the way this game's going to have to go. Instead of just pillaging English civilization and their entire island, I'm going to have to actually make a play to conquer that. Anyways, Norway, their start position is going to be here in the mountains. I like this tile we started on. It's a plains hill, so we get a 2-2 tile right off the jump. And look at this nice spices nearby. That's great. Purchasing that tile is going to take quite a bit of gold, but we might just have to do that because it's such an awesome tile. Looking at the others around here, they're not that hot. In the meantime, I've got this warrior. They can go search about, figure out where Sweden's at. Maybe we'll get rid of some barbarians. I'm going to go with a slinger start instead of scout because the Scandinavian peninsula is kind of small, and I could definitely see Sweden going after me with their army. For sciences, I'm going to go straight for archery, just in case they do try to get a bit aggressive. I'll have bowmen. I'm still yet to find anything, but I got a feeling the Swedes are right around the corner. This looks like some really nice land to our east. I kind of regret not coming onto this river here and settling. There's just so many great production tiles. I mean, that said, back home we got a little bit more food opportunity. This spice in particular, you won't find any other 3 food tiles around here. I'm gonna send my slinger, I guess, the same direction. I want to get a settler going, but we're gonna need a few more turns to actually get the population up. In terms of actually purchasing this tile, only 3 turns until border growth, so that's going to be a huge change in terms of how fast this city grows. It does look like I have time to build some more units though, so let's go with a warrior, get that berserker army started off. We'll be using these guys quite a bit this game. And okay, I see a little bit of Sweden. Not sure where their units are, that's a little bit worrisome. Oh, a tribal village, right on, we'll see what we get there. Okay, just an inspiration for state workforce, better than nothing, I guess. Oh, some great tiles over here too, another spices. And an opportunity to get some actual housing from this river as well. Might want to get a city over here. The other option too is something more along this mountain range, but we've got to explore that a bit more still. We've unlocked horses. Do I see any on our lands? Okay, none just yet. But now we have this spice tile we can work, and we're actually getting some growth in the city. 1 turn until the population and warrior comes out, then we'll build a settler. I'm really trying to find some kind of barbarians with this slinger here because I want to get the boost to archery, but it just doesn't look to be the case this game. Okay, with that last move, we have searched pretty much the entirety of where we might be settling here. One option, go straight at the Swiss. Now, I don't know how wise that is from a defensive perspective or from loyalty because we've not actually met them, so we don't see the loyalty pressure. Another is over here to the east of our capital and sort of to the north. There's a river and some pretty decent tiles here. I mean, there's not too much food, but there's more than in our capital. And the other option, which is probably the safest, is sort of sticking behind the mountain range on the coast. From there, we can build more boats and have more of a presence in the North Atlantic. And there's Christina. How are you doing, buddy? Somehow her warrior's already got 1 promotion. Not sure what he did to get that. There's 2 of them, and they both got a promotion. That's interesting. And there's the barbs we were looking for, as well as a natural wonder. Okay, so this wonder here on the coast, this gives you +1 production to the accompanying tiles, whatever. What happens when you go next to this wonder with a boat is they get a promotion. So pretty awesome place to be in as someone like Norway where you want to put your naval prowess throughout the region. And just as we found those barbarians, we've unlocked discipline, so we'll get more combat strength towards barbarians. And I'm going to go with production in my cities over faith, then just have my warrior fortify here. I'm hoping to gain the gold from clearing out this barb camp, as well as killing as many as I can, because if you see bronze working here, the boost is killing 3 barbarians. And iron's going to be really important for us to secure and get a city down near, make sure we have good control over that, because our unique unit where the berserker up here, they require iron in the end. Now this is very many turns down the road, but if we have no iron, we're not going to get any berserker. With my civics, I'm going to move towards stay at workforce. I've got that free boost, which is nice. And craftsmanship, you get the option for a gauge. I'm going to be focusing at the start of this game more on the land. Like I was mentioning at the start, this Norway is a little bit less about raiding, so getting boats out isn't going to be as awesome because I can't just send them over to England to go get some free pillages. Instead, a bigger issue is going to be what's going on here with Sweden, what land can I carve up for myself, and how aggressive do they get. Right now, they're already double my military strength. Okay, then the double shot from the barbarians down here. I'm not sure how that spearman took so much damage, but that works out super well for me. Let's clear out that camp. 30 gold, civic boosted, and then we can finish off this warrior next turn maybe. I'm pretty concerned with this buildup of troops by the Swedes, so I'm going to start slowly working my way back to the capital. We've got an awesome choke point here that we can hold down. I've got the same thing going on with my slinger, and that might mean that the settler needs to go for that safer settle over here on the west coast, just behind this mountain range as well. And there we go. Our warriors got a promotion. Definitely going with Battlecry because we're going to be doing a lot of attacking with this guy. We're not going to be doing that much defending versus ranged attacks. I'm sure it will happen. The second promotion on that too gives you more movement and the ability to scale cliff walls. So when we end up trying to invade England, if we can get to that point, surviving these Swedes, it's going to be pretty helpful to climb the cliffs of Dover, maybe. These guys keep marching towards my capital. Get out of here, man. There we are. Settlers been constructed. I'm going to send them this coastward path. The next thing to build might surprise you. I'm going to go with a monument because military units, we can switch to that quickly if we have war declared on us. Luckily, we have this choke point here. It shouldn't be too hard to defend. And builders, we can't really improve much of these here. Like, yeah, camps isn't too many techs away, but getting plantations for the spices or sailing for the crabs, that's a few turns away. And I don't really feel comfortable sending a settler out to this city over here on the east just yet, with the Swedes being right on my border and so strong. The reason the monument is great, though, is for the culture. That'll pretty much double up our culture production. And just looking through this, I mean, all these are good. Getting governors, getting a new government. But my big goal, long term, is getting this campus adjacency bonus. Because look at this mountain range here by the side. There's a couple great campus opportunities. Let me put a couple tack downs right now. There's one here, and then I see another awesome campus opportunity on this copper over here. So we get these 2+3s, we slot in that card, and boom, we're up to 12 extra signs right off that. That's going to be key for picking up all these techs, but in particular getting to berserkers in a timely manner so that those units are still relevant. Keep in mind that we're going up against Deity AIs who, look, they're already doubling my science per turn. The city's completed its monument, and we've gone from 1.5 culture to 3.5. So we're going to be getting through this a lot faster. I'm noticing that Sweden's military strength's continuing to expand, so we'll get some more warriors too. We got no problem building out these units because they'll be berserkers one day too and then be super strong, and we'll need those for our future plans. Our settlers made it to their spot. We're going to found the city here. Few places I like about Bergen. One is its defensive line behind the mountains. We've got that campus, a great harbor we can put down here right in between these two sea resources. Get the harbor down, +4 adjacency bonus when we actually plug that in. The city's got a lot of productive potential with all these tiles here to the south, and some food up here to the north too with some grasslands tile, as well as some fish, some amber, the culture from the amber there, that'll get your borders growing. And I'll start these guys off with a monument for themselves. Archery unlocks, we can upgrade our slinger when we feel the need. Archer's complete, so I'm feeling a little bit safer there. Next off, let's go for, I want to get the campus, but I'm going to do mining first, just so I can get rid of this pesky copper. And when I mine that out, I can get some gold out of it. Otherwise, I won't be able to put the campus down anyways. Nidoros completed another warrior. Let's plug in a settler, and maybe we can get a cheeky settler right here in the middle, or off to the east coast without Sweden going full-blown nuclear on us and trying to take us off the face of the map. The plan in Bergen is just leave this warrior here. They'll hold off this choke point. Hopefully nothing too bad happens here. I only see a single Swedish warrior, and I just see a new barbarian outpost has been created here in the north. I want to see how much of that I can clear out myself, and I'm a bit worried about leaving my capital under protected. But I'll take the warrior over here. We'll get the slinger. Maybe to stay back in Nidoros, and maybe 2 warriors go try and clear out the barb camp. You know what? Even that's a bit too risky, especially with this settler coming out in just a couple turns. I want to get them moving towards the middle or to the east side, and that city is going to be a lot harder to protect than Nidoros. Right on, we've got mining. We'll just keep it moving to the campus. I think actually as another detour, though, we'll go sailing campus, because when I get this builder to chop out the copper, I'm going to want them to also get the fish, Get the amber, that'll give me a tech boost, and I think just a pretty sound way to use a builder. We'll see if we can entice the barbarians to fight us. Come on, guys, come on. We'll hit him one time, see what happens. Wow, that did quite a bit of damage to my guy there. Archery option for the slinger, but we'll hold off on that, save our money. I kind of want to buy out a builder with that. New settler in Nidaros. Now, this is really tough. What do we do here? Now, the age itself, so just take a look at the loyalty issue going on here. So, settling in the middle, there's some spots with no loyalty pressure, but some with a bit. Over to the east, there is less loyalty pressure. This age is coming to an end in 10 to 24 turns, and right now, man, I'm at 7 out of 11 era score. I don't see myself getting that much closer to 11. Like, what am I going to discover? There's almost nothing on this little rock. So wherever I go, I got to keep in mind that maybe I'll be in a dark age. Either way, I'm going to get on some more military in the capital. We're down about 130 military strength to Sweden. And an archer, man, they're super strong. Now, if you look at the terrain, there's a lot of woods, so the archer might have a little bit of trouble firing through that. But still really great for defensive and sort of slowly moving up towards your enemy. Do not trust these Swedes. I'm going to keep the slinger on there. I've pretty well decided that this settler's going towards the east. We've got that awesome spice tile out here, and it's a little bit further away from Sweden in... Oh, man, there goes down their city. And with that, the loyalty pressure is going to be a little bit tougher, settling that close to the spices. So maybe I'll go a little bit more inland, potentially here. We still got the Plains Hill opportunity for that starting off 2-2 city tile. You always want to be on those Plains Hill when you can. I'm right next to the spices, which is a super strong tile. To get, you know, more population, more housing in that city, that's pretty important for loyalty. But we got to get there soon. The ages, again, 10 to 21 turns. That could flip on a dime. Ancient Era ends in 10 turns. There you go. So let's get onto the spot. Okay, I don't see anyone in this lands here. Wow, these barbarians look like Vikings too. Whole bunch of Vikings up here in the north. And we got bronze working advanced. That's great. So take a look at that. That's going to tell us where all the iron's at. Now, it's not been too helpful in, oh, where am I going to settle here? Because that's sort of been dictated by what has Sweden done. But who knows? Maybe there'll be 1 or 2 tiles that we can pick up by buying, like, let's say this one right here. If that had iron, I'd really want to know about it ASAP. State workforce achieved. We've got a policy change opportunity. First, though, I got to decide, is this really the city spot? I think it's great because it's on the river. It's on a Plains Hill next to the spices. Let's just pray the loyalty isn't an issue here and go for it. Stavanger. Interesting city name. I'm going to get a monument. Because again, we're a little bit worried about the loyalty. Actually, you know what? If I'm really worried about loyalty, maybe I should get a government plaza down. You know what? Either way, I'm going to get Magnus and appoint him down here. This will give me a little bit more loyalty now. And we'll get a whole bunch of chops going out on these tiles here. So a monument will start there, but we'll have the opportunity to get a government plaza super fast if that's what we really need to. Now for the government change, I finished off that barbarian encampment, so we can go with a Ghost. That'll give a little bit more production to the archers I want to make. And instead of urban planning, I'm going to go with the builder production because we're going to want a builder here in Bergen. And I was going to buy them out, but now I feel like I have to actually use the production so that I can buy a builder and Stavanger and start a whole builder train with Magnus and this bonus, just chopping down all the forests, putting down mines, getting the irrigation around the spices. Next on the civic strat, the clear choice is go for foreign trade. We'll get a trader. Opportunity to make some boats for cheaper price. And I might even go ahead and buy a boat. And there is the boats and the opportunity for fishing boats. Bergen's done its monument. We'll slide the builder in there. That'll take 9 turns. You know, the best way to ensure a golden age, though, I think is constructing this government plaza building. We've got 8 turns to the next era. The plaza building itself takes 12, but we're going to have Magnus in here soon. So we'll be able to do some chopping out of the woods to speed up the production. So just doing a little city planning, it seems like this tile right here might just be optimal for that government plaza district. That'll get rid of the woods, but it is what it is. So few people, why you hating, bro? That seems to have actually worsened our relationship with this lady as well. What has this scout found? What camp do you live in? None, buddy. This warrior over here has got a promotion. I'm gonna go the left route here, just like with the last guy. Take a look, battle cry. Let's go ahead and buy this builder in Stavanger, just in preparation for Magnus's establishment. Ancient Era, 6 turns away. I really hope we make this. I guess the best tile to clear might be this one. Next to both our planned campus and government plaza, I think a commercial hub here would be really nice, actually. Hey, we hit 6 citizens, got that inspiration. Always super nice. We're not going to find another continent, that's for sure. We're on Europe map, guys. Magnus finally established in our city of Stavanger. We'll go ahead and get rid of this woods. That finishes off the production right away, but somehow did not give me any era score. It must not count. Oh no. Anyways, not the end of the world, because now this city's going to have tons of loyalty. Look at that. Plus 21 right now. Insanity. Nidaros, we'll just slide Pangala in there. The city's not producing too much science, too much culture just yet, but just wait till we get this campus district going. Pottery's complete, so we have some granary opportunities. Our capital, Nidaros, here could actually use that. We've got 3 out of 4 of the housing already used. So we're getting some kind of food penalty, but it's not like totally end of the world just yet. In Stavanger, I've got to cut down some more trees. Now, this town is actually being worked by our citizens, so you know, it's not the smartest one to take out, but I'm going to actually put a little bit of work in towards apprenticeship, build 3 mines. So we'll get at least one of those 3 down here. There's plenty of hilly terrain to get some more. There we go, foreign trade. We've got trade routes, production towards naval units. And do I want to change any policies? I think not at this exact moment. We're still pumping out a lot of melee units here in Nidaros. This warrior just took 2 turns to build, and I really like that. I want to catch up here to Sweden. They're almost at 300 now. They're staying double ahead of me. That definitely is some kind of threat. And shopping in our city, that's another builder. I'm going to send that overflowed production towards a monument. So that means you chopped too much production. So we're going to put 1 turn into the monument. That'll put the extra into a monument. So we've sent this builder out to chop next turn, and then we'll be back to making builders. Now that foreign trade's complete, we got 6 turns of early empire until we get to unlock a new government, which is going to be huge. And after that, recorded philosophy, we want that 100% campus district adjacency bonuses. Speaking of campuses, we're only 5 turns away from unlocking those. So we put that 1 turn into the monument, back to the builder, chop down the trees, we'll get all those boosts. Classical era reached, and we did not hit the threshold for a normal age. We did get an inspiration for mercenaries, though, with all of our warriors and archers. Taking a look at what we have yet to boost, we're going to go ahead and do the free inquiry. Dedication, I just think that gives us the most era score. Chopping out more builders here in Stavanger, and I got to start sending these over to the mainland, the capital here. It needs a little bit of love. In Bergen, though, we're just 3 turns away from our builder and 2 turns away from border growth. So we can get rid of this copper, put down our campus. Nidaros is going to be a little bit tougher to buy out this tile because I really don't have too much gold. There we are, campus unlocked. Next science for me. Bronze working, we're going to find out where that iron lives. Hopefully it's not too far. Hello, Elizabeth. How did we end up meeting, my friend? Did you come near my shores? Anyways, early empire unlocked. This reducing cost of purchasing a tile by 20% might come in handy big time. And I'm getting close to being done this whole builder rampage as well. We've got 1 more chop here in the city. And then Bergen is pretty close to being finished as well. Also the Ghostrifter, which we were using to pump out units in Nidaros. That's sort of come to an end now too. We have plenty of units. So on the military front, I'm going to switch my focus to maritime industries. Hold on a second though. How long until my next 15 turns until my next change? Now I can go for military tradition and get a quick one if I need it, but 15 turns. So we got to think long term. So yeah, 100% towards naval units because we're going to want to hit the seas pretty soon. At least explore, get some era score, maybe meet some city-states. We can start working on suzeraning them, and then, you know, we can levy their units in the future. That's a long play. Then on the economics policy side, we're sort of done with this builder spam, so let's put in urban planning just for a solid 3 production across the board. I like where I'm leaving the city of Stavanger too. They've got a solid 2 tiles they're working already, a couple farms down. Like, these are not great tiles, but it's something that my people can work in the meantime. Then if we get this tile down here as well, and we get feudalism, well then you've got a farm triangle, which everybody loves. Magnus has done his work in Stavanger though, and we'll move him around the empire, sending him to the capital, which Pangala did just establish herself in, or maybe that's a dude, himself. They'll go down to Bergen because I can see a campus going down here a little bit quicker than across the mountain in Nidaros. And in Nidaros, we're going to be sending all our builders that we just chopped out. And there's some more chops here in these trees that can be done. Sweden was asking me to back my troops off. I'm really not feeling that at all. I want to explore a little bit and have all my guys sitting on the city of Orbro because, look, like, what were you thinking when you settled this? I'm totally surrounding you guys here. So I think it's just a bit of a disrespectful settle, and I might have to punish them for it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 troops surrounding, and a couple more I can bring in. I should really move those up to the front line. And I'm going to have this builder upgrade the deer in just a second. That'll really help out my super hurting gold surplus. Only 4 gold per turn. That's nothing. Luckily, though, I've met England. Will they buy things from me? My borders. All I have to sell. Thank you for buying my stuff. Neuteros, like I mentioned, we're getting off the army train. We're going to build a trader. That's going to be nice with all these hills and all these woods around here. Having some better infrastructure to get between our cities is super helpful. Builder complete in Bergen. I'm going to send them straight to the copper to remove that, get some gold out of it, and then we'll put the campus down there in just 1 second. In the meantime, I'll put a couple points into the campus. The housing, we don't need so much, but the +1 food, I wouldn't stick my nose up at that. This city's got a lot of trouble generating food, especially before we get our builder here to improve the fish and improve the amber tiles. Oh, looks like our first casualty of the game. Not sure which player that was, but good game, buddy. Oh, and I forgot to promote a governor. I wanted to do Pangala and then go connoisseur or researcher. Now I'm going to wait 3 turns until they're actually in Bergen to decide this, but both of those are pretty solid. The only other governor I might want to go after is Amani for that messenger because of Varangia's guard. 75% discount on levying units. So, you know, suzerain a city-state, maybe we can use that to our advantage. But that's definitely some turns out. Magnus, does he have any good promotions here? Settlers, not doing a bunch. Trade routes, I don't have a bunch. So getting 2 or 3 more science or culture. Let's go for that. Let's just do the science right now. Oh, the Sweden troops are finally on the move. What's going on, guys? You might be walking into a trap. Oh, look, I found a Swedish quadrireme. This guy's going to be very dangerous when we start going on the offensive here. 1 free builder. Thanks a lot. This city is no stranger to builders. We like that. All right, our builders on the copper. Let's harvest. 68 gold. That's more gold than I make in 10 turns, so thank goodness for that. We'll get the campus down here. That's going to be +3 once it's actually completed. Plus Pangala's there. Just wait for them to get established, and we're going to be getting tons of science. Fish upgraded in Neuteros. That'll actually increase our housing because we've got 1 deer upgraded, 1 fish upgrading. So we can start getting on city growth again. Looking at these tiles, we're working. Now, this is a lot of production, which is awesome. But if we do want some more gold sometime soon, I guess we could take off one of the workers working a hill woods and instead go for the crab. Next thing on the list for our capital city here is galleys. Want to get at least 2 out, maybe even 3. Monument completed here in the city of Stavanger. Looking at its future prospects for more citizens. Now look, we got 4 yields, 5 yields. Everything else is 3 yields, which is not that great. So let's go build ourselves a settler. It's going to take a very long time to do this, but I see better tiles to work for that 1 population's worth over here to the northeast. And it would be nice just to solidify some more pressure around here too. Iron unlocked. Look at that. We got the little leaf, which I think is a good sign. Okay, there's some iron in our territory. I'll have to divert my builder's plans from 2 fish to start picking up that critical resource. I see another iron just over the mountain here. This is in range of the capital, right next to our campus. Now it's a little bit of a precarious spot because the Swedes are sort of on this side of the mountains controlling this area, but potential for 2 irons there. Do I see any more to the north? A 3rd one here in Stavanger. Right on. Okay. I'll actually turn this builder around then, though, and go pick that up. In Neuteros, though, things are about to get insane. I've got these builders here on the woods ready to chop out with Magnus. Just watch this right here. Going to buy 1 tile, 2 tile. We might have a campus before even our other city has the campus. Right on. So we've got our galleys out on the water, 2 arrow score. That would have saved me from the Dark Age, but you know what? The Dark Age has not done too much to me anyways. Campus, we're going to plop that down on the other side of the mountains, get that 3 adjacency bonus. Wait a minute. Why didn't I just place it down on this side of the mountain and not waste all that money just now? Okay, looking at this more long term, I mean, this is a good spot for a campus. This is a good spot for a campus. This tile is kind of trash anyways, so I really should be saving this one across the mountain. So that was all in all just a waste of money and a little bit of time too, because I want to make the most of these woods by chopping them down. So I'll send my builder there, and we'll have to use this overflowed production on something else, like I guess a granary, for example. The city can use that. That's good. So we've gotten bronze working. Some other things I want here: iron working. That gives me swordsman. It's going to cost gold to upgrade to swordsman. And I just wasted a whole bunch buying tiles I didn't need. Irrigation, that could give me spices, which I could sell to get gold. So you know what? I think I have to get irrigation first and then save up my money to upgrade to swordsman. My trade are at least in the right spot. Burgeon, we're going to sell them to Nidaros, and then we'll get a good looking road down behind this mountain. That way we have a bit better logistics when we got to move back and forth. I'm doing a bunch of micromanaging here in the city. This builder is going to go on the woods for next turn. This builder is going to chop down a wood, so let's get a galley put in there so we get the most out of this bonus. Right on, galley's finished. We'll put the granary back in, do a little bit more exploring with these fellas. Then next turn, we'll be able to maybe get one more galley, get rid of this woods, and slot down the campus finally. Our first iron mine, right on, that gives us a boost, which I believe gets us arrow score, 2 boosts, 2 arrow scores, and hopefully soon some swordsmen. Oh, I've just uncovered some Swedish plans here. Look, we've got a settler. Are they trying to make a run for this gap here? I might just declare war and try and steal it from them. All right, back to galley. Builder, chop it out. Campus, put it down. I don't think that saved me any turns, but I did get a galley out of it, so hey. And we're doing the upgrade your galley trick. Now look, I see some Swedish galleys, but there's this little bit of ocean separating us. Now with my first galley promotions, I'm going to go all the way Ambalon, which gives me combat strength versus naval units, and maybe 1 helmsman to give me 1 guy that's a great scout. But finally, picking up our first luxury here in Bergen. Let's see if the English want to buy it from us. No, they have it too. That's a dang shame. I have some iron. Will they give me money for this? Yes, please. I mean, like, I need the iron myself to upgrade my warriors, but if you don't have any gold, you can't upgrade your troops. There's irrigation. That means we get spices, and we can actually sell that to English. Now, I don't think they have spices over there. Let's see. What do you... Oh, they have spices too? Are you kidding me? Now, irrigation's done. I don't have enough iron for swordsmen. Let's just go for shipbuilding. So in 10 turns, that'll let all of our units cruise into those ocean tiles because of Nar. Oh man, the Swedes can already enter the water. Does that mean this settler's just gonna hop across and dodge me? I better start moving this way. If they get a city down, I'm gonna try and take that right off the bat. At the same time though, you gotta keep in mind that they can go after your cities as well. So it's a bit of a balancing game here. And I only have so many units. There it goes across the sea. Let's see if we can trick it into being stolen. That's a great way to start the war with a free settler. Right on, arrow score, we just unlocked a new government. And as rough as this is gonna be for my early game influence points, finding myself a city-state and becoming the suzerain, I don't see a city-state, I'm going with oligarchy. This is gonna give me +4 combat strength to all these melee units, which I really need as this war with Sweden looks sort of inevitable at this point. I'm definitely finished making boats, so I can put conscription in, that'll save me 5 gold per turn. Then after that, I'll slot in a Gauge in case we need to make some more land units. As for wildcards, I can actually still use these diplomatic cards to stack up some influence points. Why not? And like we mentioned before, we're going for this natural philosophy card. Double your campus adjacency bonuses. And our campuses are just 3 turns away here in Bergen and 1 in Nidaros. A quick check-in on Bergen shows you it's doing okay. I mean, this tile next to the campus just north of the city is not very strong. We have 1 builder here that can improve the fish, but we'll need a few more builders here. Get a mine down here on the southern copper. I see another fish tile has been unlocked. And Sweden wants to buy some spices. You know what? I'm going to give you the spices, and I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to take your settler. All right, let's see how to actually logistically do that this turn. First off, we'll trap him in here. Let's just surround this guy, okay, to fortify up. Everybody else get ready too. So the slinger, you're getting upgraded. Warrior, I like where you're at, that's fine. One spot away from getting on this holy site, just stepping on it. And pillaging. Okay, let's just keep everyone else where they are. Nidaros production can finish off the granary. And let's just wait and see this. Oh, there goes Sweden, they put down the city. It's time for war, man. Now, I do realize my guys are now going to get shot out of the city. That's a bit of a pain in the butt. So I guess we need to back off. Let's see what happens if I just say declare war. Let's do this. Oh, you mad, bruh? Yeah, so our guys have been shot out of the city. But, hey, not the end of the world. We've got inside positioning on this spearman, which doesn't do that much damage to warriors. Let's see if we can get our archers somewhere where they can fire on the city and surround them. Then we'll just fortify. See what else comes our way. I want to bring some more reinforcements this way as much as I can. I mean, you can't send everyone because you got to have someone defending your cities too, right? So I'm just going to sit on top of this holy site, do some pillaging the next couple turns, get some free faith. And at the same time, I'll be able to keep track of any Swedish troops moving up north towards Stavanger that could threaten conquering. I've just gotten my second iron mine down here as well, so we'll have the iron pumping out. We've got a good bit of gold. Might be able to get a swordsman within maybe 5 or 6 turns. Shipbuilding, 4 turns out. That's going to let us swing around this peninsula here and come in through the back of Vasteras and take a couple shots with our galleys, do an actual siege of the city so it can't heal. In Nidaros, I'm going to get back on the war train, build myself a spearman just in case I see a horse come out of these Swedes, and we'll watch what unfolds next. All right, they're going across the river to my units. Now, unfortunately for them, they built this city across this river here, so it's going to be tough for them to actually get on the offensive towards me. They are defending the city, but it's sort of in my positions. Now, just as I had hoped, this archer can actually fire on the city. If you notice, it's sitting on top of a plains hill, and it is shooting over a forest. Now, if it wasn't on the hill, it couldn't shoot over the forest, but it can. So we can take some shots. That's not going to do permanent damage, I don't think, unless I do some attacks with the warriors, which I might. But just getting a situation like this, look, I got 4 XP out of that. I'll take a couple more shots, and then I'm going to be at level 2, get an upgrade on my unit, and hey, it's awesome to have some promotion. I've got a good view of this entire landmass here too, so I'm not too scared of Nidaros coming under attack. I'm going to move my other archer to another hill where there's some copper. Now, I don't think they'll actually be able to attack the city, so that's actually useless. Instead, we'll put them on this hill next to... No, let's slide them in here. I want to get this warrior down onto this mine here and Obero, and that way we can get a free mine pillage. We like that. Speaking of pillage, we'll do a faith pillage right here, and this is the real strategy here. We're not going to take Orebro right now, but our archer can at least fire down on the city and get some experience. I think I might as well use these warriors. Otherwise, they're just sitting here doing nothing. Okay, 2. We're going to get down pretty low. I'm going to leave this guy here. Just because the spearman is fighting them across the river. Campus complete in Bergen, and now our science is popping off, man. 18 per turn, that's not too far behind the Swedes, not too far behind the English. And I'll keep that going here in the city of Bergen. We'll get a library. Our warrior getting fought again from across the river, but they're doing it just fine. Hopefully we can conquer the city this turn. We'll take 1 fire from the archer and go around the horn here with our warriors. Will that be able to finish off the city? Yes, it does. All right, that's ours now. It is looking to rebel. The citizen pressure is pretty rough. Again, we're in a dark age. Now, I don't have any units occupying here. Not that it's recognizing just yet. I'm going to take Magnus and reassign them to the city. Right on. That way it'll fall a little bit more slowly. And then we'll move on to Orbro. Yes, we're keeping the city. Another faith pillage here and another experience shot for our archer. Our other archer can get into position. Again, they're on a hill with trees on it, but on a hill. They're firing over some trees into the city. Dang, look at that. With those faith pillages, we got a pantheon. I like God of the Sea, fishing boats. We've got a couple camps, food, and production on those. But, you know, we're Norway. We're going to be by the sea. Let's just go for the production with fishing boats. Vasteras, first thing I want to build here is a monument. Mostly for the loyalty and because, hey, you don't need to work on too much else. When you first capture a city, its loyalty is quite low. Let me open up the loyalty pane here. So look, it's at 50 out of 100. Because we got a unit in here, we're getting a bonus to loyalty. Because we have a governor, we get a bonus to loyalty. But take a look at this. The city growth is reduced by 25% and the yields by 50%. So my understanding is that's production too. So whatever you do when you first get the city, number one thing is get the loyalty up. Otherwise, you're just getting half of whatever the city's making. More fighting across the river, but that spearman just ended up dying in the end. That's it. My warrior gets a promotion so they can heal up. We'll get battle cry again, sticking with that theme. Here in Orbo, we got more pillages to be done. 95 gold from that mine. Man, that's insane amounts of gold here. I love it. And we can keep shooting with our archers. That city does keep healing back to full, but now that we got 2 archers, I think we'll slowly wear it down. And if we surround it, it can't heal up every single turn, and we're just a couple turns away from doing that. Another warrior promotion in the city. This guy's about halfway there. Let's send the rest of our units that have health at least towards Orbo. The rest will just heal up. You want to make sure you guys are pretty high health. Them dying is probably the worst thing that can happen to you. Just 1 turn off now of shipbuilding. We'll see what happens as this turn rolls over. Hey, we got arrow score for that. We've unlocked the quadrireme. All very nice. Now, if I move this warrior to the back side of the city, take a look at that. There's this little heart with a line through it. That means whatever damage I do, the city no longer heals. So I've got this city pretty much checkmated here right now if it gets no help from their friends. And I don't see any at this exact moment, but I'll try and intercept any Swedish army that I can stop from reinforcing the city. Nidaros completed a spearman. Let's see if they can get in the fight, but honestly, this war is going quite well. I don't think I need any more military troops. And that makes me think a library is the best choice now. Opening up the tech tree now, ironworking is a lot more attractive, just 4 turns away, and we've actually got enough iron. And we've plundered a bunch of gold, so we can upgrade our army to swordsmen. Our galley's finally coming around this bend now. Where's one? There's one hiding beneath my tack here. Okay, bring you over. This helmsman one, I'm going to send off, do a bit of a loop, and then do some exploring. We'll go meet some people, hopefully trade some goods. The other 2 that I upgraded with the naval strength, I'll send them towards the fight. Maybe one can sit in Västerås, and the other can explore what's going on with the rest of Sweden here. It's not looking good for them, though. Oh, I do see one slinger coming for reinforcements, but I've got these archers shooting down every single turn, and that city's only got a couple left before I can take it for free, as far as my warriors are concerned. Starvingers completed. The settler will send them here towards the coast. No doubt I want a city here on the coast so that I've got somewhere for my ships to heal on the Baltic Sea. And with the government plaza, I'm going to go towards Warlord's Throne. This gives you 20% bonus production in all cities for 5 turns once you capture an enemy city. Now, 20 turns is a lot. I do think Sweden will still be around by then, so I'll get some benefits. But I plan on doing a little bit more war too, going at least after the English. After all, Varangian Herald here is part of the Leaders of England leader pack. Swedes yet to counter my aggression here. I see just that one slinger. Can we take a shot at the city? Not quite, but we can step closer. We're still shooting with these 2 archers here. They're getting promotions. Life is good. Wow, look at all these fish in the sea. My god, my pantheon of the fish is very excited to see this. Okay, here's a bit of a response. I didn't see them sneaking up along the east side here, but it looks like we've got a warrior and a slinger to contend with. How much damage can I do in this turn, though, with my archers? This archer, they can't do anything but fire at the city. So that makes the calculation a little bit easier. And you know what? If I go with both these archers, I think it's low enough for me to finish the city off entirely. Will that work? Oh, there we go. Some Eurekas from capturing the city too. Right on. It is falling into rebellion. Now, keep in mind, once this updates, because my unit is sitting in the city, that won't be quite as fast. But because there's 2 population here, that should mean that Västerås isn't falling quite as terribly as well. Look at this. Now, +5 per turn. So we should be able to move Magnus between the 2 cities, just to save loyalty in both. So definitely going to keep this city, and we'll keep pressing forward towards Stockholm.